Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Word of the day is polycrisis. It's a noun, and it means a situation where multiple crises, economic, political, environmental, etc., interact, amplifying their collective impact. Used in a sentence, it would sound like, Congress is debating the debt ceiling. But in a polycrisis, isn't it the whole roof that's about to collapse? Another example would be, some say we need leadership to solve the economy. Others say it's the climate. In a polycrisis, you realize it's both at the same time. Another example, I used to think one crisis at a time was enough, but 2024 had other plans. But for real though, let's talk about navigating life in a polycrisis. Polycrisis. You're welcome.
The polycrisis in America, right? So we can't afford to live anymore because everything keeps going up in price and it's not going to drop back down. Cost of gas is insane because of a war that we didn't want. Speaking of, we're in a war that we didn't want. We have a president who's not accountable to anybody and a Congress who really refuses to limit him in any way, shape, or form, which means that we don't have representative government anymore. We have an issue when it comes to AI data centers coming into communities and then stealing their energy. And then that energy that is stolen, they are then passing back to the people in those communities, telling them they have to pay for it. It's insanity, man. Global climate change is a problem, right? We're going to have wildfires like we've never seen before. It's going to be another summer that's the hottest on the record. All these things keep piling upon one another and they're happening at the same time, thus polycrisis. But I got to tell you, the one thing that I can't figure out, the one thing I don't really have a solution for is what do you do when people have stepped past nihilism? And the people that you want this message to reach the most are the people who don't even believe in the reality in which you exist. It's something that I just don't know. I see crazy news articles out there and I have no idea how to respond to them anymore because people that I want to reach will never hear it. And the people who hear it already know what I think and believe it. It's insanity. What do you do?
I think it's important to talk about the Klaus Schwab book. He mentioned that there were going to be a number of problems that were going to affect the world on a worldwide scale. And for these massive collective problems, we need collective solutions. And then a couple of years later, I think it was maybe 2022, they kind of updated the cascade of problems and called it a polycrisis. So Klaus Schwab had the Great Reset book, COVID-19, the Great Reset, and then he had the Great Narrative after that. And these were the stories that were going to be told to the public to guide us through that Great Reset. And the idea, of course, is that these systems, by no fault of the people running them, and certainly not by design, we're all basically going to crash at the same time. And so what we're going to have to do is build back better. And the Great Narrative part of the Great Reset is to convince people that the solutions the system has on offer are exactly what we all need to fix all of the problems that the system itself has created.
Shalom. First off, I want to start by giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, and Kabadash. Also, I want to give a double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught me this word and the brothers who teach down sincerity. I also want to give a salutation to the elect scattered across the four corners of the earth, known as the speckled birds. In this one, I'm just going to be speaking on this word called the polycrisis, which I heard the apostles speaking of it and other brothers talking about it. So I decided to Google and give my own 2 cents on this particular subject. A polycrisis is a situation where multiple distraction global crises such as economic, environmental, geopolitical, and technological occur simultaneously and interact in ways that amplify each other. So when I hear of this without listening to the other brothers speak or listening to the whole video of the apostle, my own thoughts of this is, all right, they're letting many crisis happen right now. I was just speaking on that on one of my last videos, the haunted virus. All right, then they also got, and what other virus did they bring out? It was multiple viruses. It was the haunted virus and another virus. Oh, Ebola. All right, so they released Ebola at the same time. They released multiple stories of Ebola. Then they released the haunted virus and multiple stories of the haunted virus. Also, where we're still at peace talks and war with Iran. Also, Government shut down also celebrities. They use celebrities as distractions too. So they got every multiple crisis going on at the same time that can happen at the same time. All right. As far as, I'm just trying to go over it. They're releasing mainly what I was seeing is they're releasing a lot of viruses at the same time, which will cause a shutdown. Also, let's not forget about the Strait of Hormuz crisis. The gas prices could shoot up anytime. Even though it looks like the prices are going down right now, it's just a distraction. So the gas prices can go up anytime. All right. With the gas shortages, bringing in the food shortages. All right. Also with the Strait of Hormuz still being shut down, that brings in the fertilizer shortness. So we got the fertilizer, the gas, which is gonna bring in the food crisis, which is they got in the viruses, the hantavirus, the Ebola, the new 2020. They got multiple things coming in at the same time, but your people are asleep and you're not paying attention. And that goes into Isaiah when it goes into gross darkness. Let's get that. I want to leave that there because we're not finished with the Polycrisis. Isaiah 60:2. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people, but the Lord shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. So you see the gross darkness is these people don't believe in Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. These people don't believe in the Lord, and they continue their life only to fulfill their flesh. So they're not going to see anything. They're not going to pay attention to any of these prophecies because that's not what's on their mind. Their mind is to fulfill their bellies. And that is the average America, is to just fulfill their own bellies. And that's only live for that and die for that. Also, not just America, it's just the average person who doesn't have the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. So it's a gross darkness upon these people, so they don't see anything. And when you're not meditating the scriptures day and night, this gross darkness can take over you. So these people just look at things like, oh, it'll be over soon. It's been like this before. It'll be over soon. But then you got the prophets out there telling you that it won't be. And reading the scriptures, all right, out there teaching on the highways and byways, all right, what the scriptures say, be circumspect because the times of evil, roughly paraphrasing, are measure thy times diligently. So measure thy time diligently. And what times are we in? We got the microchips, people taking microchips. We got people taking the MOTB, Revelations 13:16, in mass, in huge numbers, all right? So to go back in this Polycrisis, so this is what the elite are up to right now. So they got started World War III, okay? So we got World War III brewing. That World War III can hit the fan. Hey, any moment, anytime, these people can shut down this place, all right? Anytime there can be a major uproar in the people and anything, shit can just hit the fan any moment, anytime, and it just will be like, oh, it can't be no excuse like I didn't see this coming. You got the prophets out there. You got the doomsday prepper out there speaking. You got everybody speaking up. So let's get back in this. Let's read this. A concept was original coin in the 1990s, but gained world spread promiscuous as historians like, forget that. That ain't talking about nothing. So let's read the key characteristics of a polycrisis. Casually, entanglement crises do not exist in a vacuum. They feed into one another. For example, the energy crisis. So they're talking about the energy crisis through the Strait of Hormuz. That's all they've been talking about. EMP, energy crisis. You got the or they're called the data centers that's going to cause this energy crisis. They're building these data centers all over the place, and these data centers take up heli energy. All right, then it's the one you got the ASE, which is the one I go to, which is Indianapolis, but you got the energy companies triple charging people to the point that the electric bill is out of control. So it says right here, the energy crisis, climate crisis. They've been talking about the climate crisis, and they blaming that on the weather. But really, it's just what happens. The Lord said, I destroy him who destroyed the earth. Who destroyed the earth? Esau, Edom, the scientists, all right? Not following the law of the land that the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, put out there for us to follow. All right, destroying the sea and the ocean. All right, destroying the air with the chemtrails. All right, just destroying food. All right, the scriptures say that the children of Israel shall eat defiled food amongst the Gentiles, and are we not doing that? And the scripture says you destroy him to destroy the earth. So that's Esau, Edom. And geographic conflict are deeply intertwined. Amplifying feedback loops, a shot in one domain castrate. Don't forget all that. All right. So yeah, you got the Polycrisis that's been built up right now, which is going to lead to deeper into Jacob's trouble as prophecy, as we get deeper into prophecy, deeper in the book of Revelations. Things are moving slow, but also quick at the same time, because the Lord said no flesh should be saved if it wasn't for the elect's sake. Meaning, if the Lord didn't come send Yahweh Shai down here with the angels, that no flesh would be saved because of this man. So things are going to hit the fan, and I know it seems like we keep saying it, but things are. Because the scriptures say, I don't like flipping through this phone that much because it will crash. So that's why I'm just trying to, my other phone's in the car, I'm just trying to do a quick video. But the scriptures say, when it comes, it should not tarry. Let's see. This Habakkuk. This Habakkuk 2 and 3, for the vision is yet for appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. And that's talking about the prophecies and the words of the Lord. So the words of the Lord are already moving, all right? And the prophecy is moving, all right, for those who sit on a tower and watch, which are the prophets. All right, so hey, when this shit hits the fan, it's gonna come, man. It's gonna come. So take heed to this time. That if you say, you've been saying that, things is calmed down, they should be afraid, because the scriptures say, for when they say peace and safety, surely destruction come like a woman that travail with child. All right, so I hope this quick lesson was edifying to the elect. Shalom.